Live fitter and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Koehler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Koehler.
Hi team, I'm Fitz Koehler, your fitness expert from Fitzness.com, and welcome to the Fitzness Show. Hope you guys are having a great day. Really enjoyed our conversation yesterday talking about breaking through plateaus, and all of that is up here. You know, it's just a matter of committing fully to the end goal, not 50%. And sometimes we get to a place where we pat ourselves on the back really quickly. You know, we get halfway there and you're like, look at me. It's kind of like committing to a full marathon, showing up to the start line, you know, doing really well and get to mile 14 and be like, well, look at me. I did 14 miles of the marathon. Well, that's not what you signed up for. That's called a did not finish, a DNF. And so while running a marathon is a really great accomplishment, it pales in comparison to the accomplishment of earning that lean, hard, fit body that can do wonderful things. And more importantly, one that will remain healthy, disease-free, and take you into your 80s and 90s and allow you to go dancing and golfing and feel great about yourself the whole way. And that's one of my favorite aspects of my weight loss. As many of you know, I used to be significantly heavier than I am now, but I'm not. You know, I love the way my body feels and I love the thing my body can do, but I don't worry about my body like I used to. I don't worry about the way it looks. And that was really an all-consuming feeling. You know, it was an all-consuming mindset. You know, if you are not in a body that you feel good about, you think about it a lot. You think about your hips. You think about your weight. You think about it when you're putting on your pants in the morning, or when you see some friends you haven't seen, maybe you suck it up a little bit, or you just feel less than. And that's a bad feeling. And one of the burdens I found lifted from my chest once I did get into the kind of shape I wanted to be in is I could stop thinking about my thighs and my hips and my waistline, and I could start focusing on the wonderful people around me and the wonderful opportunities. I had so much more free mind space to focus on the quality things and people in my life. So if you have a lot of your headspace taken up by body stress, you know, whether it's I can't do this, or my back hurts, or I don't like my belly, or whatever it is, let's clear that stuff out. This is spring cleaning for your body. Let's clear it out, clear out your mind by just getting there. Let's get you to that finish line of your end goal. And then of course you got to keep going. But yeah, yesterday we talked about breaking through the plateaus. If you did not listen or watch yesterday's show, I encourage you to go back. You can always find it on Fitzness.com. And in fact, it stays on all of my social media channels, which are right in there. Look, I'm learning this mirror effect. I'm right over there. You can find that show. It's called Breaking Through the Plateaus. And I think I made a fairly convincing argument for you to do that. Today, we're going to talk about how to create and stick with a program long-term. But before I get there, I want to point out a few things. Is on May 25th, that's next week, Meb Kevleski is going to be a guest on this show. He's at noon on the 25th, noon Eastern Standard Time. And if you're unfamiliar with Meb, well, he has won both the New York and Boston marathons, and he's a silver medalist for America in the Olympics. So he's accomplished a heck of a lot, and he's an incredible ambassador for our sport. And then the other incredible ambassador for running would be Jeff Galloway, who's just a really great guy. And he's done a lot to encourage regular Joes and Janes to get out there and get running with permission and encouragement to walk intermittently. And Jeff's a really wonderful person. He had a heart attack a few weeks ago, and this is a man who's probably run about 452 billion races. And I'm just averaging things out right there. But yeah, he had a heart attack, and thankfully he's on the comeback, and I'm excited to hear his story, because we know we know that the heart attack happened, but we don't know a lot of details. So I'm really grateful that he's decided to come here to talk to me and you about it on the Fitzness Show. I also just added a killer new race to my schedule. I'm very excited about it. It's the St. Pete Pier Run on July 4th. So right now, everybody knows there ain't no better place to be in the world than Florida. And this is a brand new epic, like one of those perfectly Florida races going to take part on 4th of July, where we are allowed to celebrate our freedoms. Isn't that interesting? So hit up stpetepierrun.com. You can also access registration at St. Pete Run Fest. And yeah, it's a 4-miler, and I believe we're having a 1-miler the day before. That hasn't been confirmed yet to me, but I will be there announcing, as well as John Pelkey, who's very loud and very funny. John's the type of guy who is, if he were going to do a comedy show at a bar on a Friday night, I would be the first person in line to buy a ticket. He's hilarious, and he's a lot of fun to work with. So Pier Run, July 4th. Also, Buffalo Marathon's coming up. That's the end of June, and that definitely will happen. So says the governor and all the other muckety mucks in New York. So we have plenty of 5K bibs left. I say plenty, about 150 of them. Come eat up that 5K bib. And we also have charity runner spots for the marathon and the half marathon, which I would love for you to be there. That one I get to announce with Mr. Rudy Novotny, who is also very noisy and very fun. And he's the junior poobah of the Buffalo Marathon. And if you're watching this, Rudy, haha, it's true. I am the grand poobah. If you all remember Fred Flintstone and the Water Buffalo Lodge on the Flintstones, I wear the same hat. We wear the same hat. I get the big hat. He gets a little hat because it's my race. And now it's our race. But anywho, Rudy's going to be there. And we would love for you to join us. And then July 17th, I'll be in Canton, Ohio for the USATF Women's 6K Championship. We'll have a ton of elite speedster ladies out there, and then we'll have a field of 1,000 regular girls like me running the 6K. And that's a unique distance. So if you've not run a 6K before, it's just a little bit longer than the 5K, and you're guaranteed to get a PR, which is super exciting. And we're having a whole women's festival. And sorry, guys, you can't run the race, but you can cheer for us and you can take part in other ways. So I hope everyone will join me there. And you can use discount code Fitzness at the Women's 6K. So I have more events than that coming up, but those are the 3 I wanted to focus on today. And look, one of my race directors from Buffalo. Yes, you are. I am the Grand Poobah, right? It's so great. And poor Rudy's probably watching right now. He's probably like, Fitz Koehler, which makes me laugh because I do love to torture Rudy, and everybody knows that. It's a lot of fun for me. Okay, so moving on back to making a commitment to fitness and then sticking with it. So once again, go back and watch yesterday's show on breaking through the plateau, because it's a mind game. You know, you quit. Don't be a quitter. Okay, so I have my opinions, right? You got to first by deciding to be. Here he comes. I cannot give you a break, Rudy. It is within our professional contract that I give you a hard time forever and ever. And I'm not a quitter, so I am going to do that. Sorry. I would say whether you like it or not, but I think you do like it. And Rich Clark likes it a lot. I think other people like it, Rudy. So anyways, moving forward past being a quitter and making fitness last long-term, getting to those goals. And okay, so we're going to start by, when you make your plan, you have to make a plan that you're able to stick with. And so y'all know I've got the fancy degrees, right? I've got the master's in exercise and sports sciences, and I've been doing this for a long time. Well, sadly, one of the things I've seen forever and ever is people taking these like quick fix options. Well, quick fixes don't exist, right? They just don't exist. There's diets, pills, powder, shakes, supplements, snake oil. There's always some guy like, hey, if you use this, you'll lose 20 pounds. And if you lose 25 pounds, contact us because you're losing the weight too quickly. BS. That stuff is crap. They're pulling your leg. They're yanking your chain. They're lying to you. And those snake oil, those diets, those lies, they're never going to work for you long term. And so what happens is if you say, hey, yeah, I'm going to do keto. I'm going to do keto. It's going to be great. And then you do it and maybe you lose 7 pounds, maybe you lose 13 pounds, but it's unmaintainable. You can't do keto forever, nor should you. There's a lot of horrible things that come along with keto, including horrible breath and keto crotch. If you've not heard of keto crotch, you may want to check into that. That's a deep dive on the keto diet. And basically anything that has the word diet on the end of it, is crap. So if you go on one of these diets, no sugar, no this, or you're only going to eat cabbage soup, what that's going to lead to is deprivation and suffering, which eventually leads to you quitting. You tap out and say, no more. I'm not going to do that. So even if you lost some weight doing your diet, the second you get off the diet, zoom, all the weight comes back on. Why? Because you didn't make realistic changes to your habits. And that's the thing. It's a habit. Habits will take you a long, long way. And if you're doing something just like gimmicky short term, then you only get short term results, which is very frustrating. And that's why people who go on diets tend to not only regain the weight they lost, but then they regain more. And why do that to yourself? Why backtrack? And so, I could talk about this type of thing till I'm blue in the face, but I always love to use the example of Oprah Winfrey, right? She's our favorite multi-billionaire. She has everything in the world, and there's only one thing she wants that she doesn't have yet, and that is to be at her ideal weight. And why? Because no magic pill exists. There is no powder pill shake. There's none of that stuff. There's no stupid sticky wrap you can put around your waistline and lose weight. It doesn't exist. And we know that it doesn't exist because if it did, Oprah Winfrey would have it, right? Can we all agree that that multi-billionaire woman, if there was a magic pill or whatever, she would have it, and she would be still wearing those size 10 Calvin Klein jeans. Remember, she strutted out on her show in her sexy jeans, pulling that wagon with like the 80 pounds of fat she lost on some, what was it, OptiFast, some absurd diet where all you do is drink your food. I mean, just for a woman who is very smart, it's very sad that she fell for that. And the thing that breaks my heart and makes me so feisty about all this stuff is that I love you guys too. Even the people I don't know, I want you to be there. And it makes me furious when some snake oil salesman comes and takes your hard-earned money and says, hey, buy this and you'll get there. That's a bunch of crap. They're shoveling lies and then they're stealing your money. It's actually one of the greatest things ever, because remember all those Beachbody snake oil salesmen, thieves, scoundrels. We're going to call them all the names in the book. Remember those Beachbody scoundrels were around? They were everywhere trying to sell you their Beachbody crap. Well, I haven't seen a lot of that. So either it's because I blocked them and I can't see them, or it's because they finally faded away. I feel like perhaps people are now finally coming to the realization that those products just don't work. And so, if I had this cup of hot tea and let's see this side, if it said diet tea, does that make any sense to you? Does that make any sense at all? The answer is no. There's no such thing as diet tea. It's just tea. It's tea leaves dumped in water. It's tea, not diet tea. If I had an apple and I called it weight loss apple, what would you say if I put a sticker on an apple that said weight loss apple? You would think I was like a jerk, right? You would probably think that I was a big jerk. And so if an apple of all things cannot bear a sticker that says weight loss apple, well, there is no bar, there's no packaged product, there's no, frozen thing in the frozen food section you can buy that'll help you lose weight. That's all crap. What's weight loss? Weight loss is watching what you put in your mouth up to a specific caloric budget. It's the exact formula for weight loss. If you've not been there yet, go to fitzness.com right now. That's fitzness.com. And on the cover, if you scroll down, there's an article called The Exact Formula for Weight Loss. If you're too lazy to read it, you can listen to it on the podcast, but it'll teach you how to eat the right amount of the right food for the size you want to be. And here's the thing. You pick your caloric budget, and if you're very far from your target weight, let's say you have to lose 100 pounds, well, maybe you choose a caloric budget that will help you lose 50. And then you continue to modify your caloric budget until you get all the way down to your goal weight. So nothing's ever shocking and stressful, and you're never hungry. You're just, slowly lowering your body weight. But here's the beauty about the exact formula for weight loss is it's maintainable forever. And I'm proof of that. And there's tons of other people that are proof. That's one of the greatest things. So I'm in a profession where I do not work for awards. And I know a lot of you don't work for awards either, but many professions are handing out plaques and trophies and stuff like that. And I've won a few of those. And you basically don't see them anywhere, because my awards are people that are super happy in their jeans, people that are out having a wonderful life, sailing with their family because they feel good and they're active and healthy. So yeah, the exact formula for weight loss works every single time, and it's manageable. And so that's where you don't fall off the wagon. That's a big factor in not plateauing, is choosing a program or a game plan that is manageable, something that is maintainable for life. If you choose a short-term option, well, then you only get short-term results, and then you get long-term misery, and that just doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, so I've got Terry Berg. I love how you keep it real. Well, thanks, Terry. Some people hate my guts for it, I'm sure, but I don't know any other way to be, especially because I'm so passionate about it. It makes me explode. All right, so what are my thoughts on intermittent fasting? Foolish, completely foolish. And I tell you what, I think fasting is a good idea when you go to sleep at night and then you wake up. There's actually a thing, you guys might have never heard of it, right? So hold on, wait for here, drum roll. It's called breakfast, which is actually break the fast. So we do fast for, 6 to 9 to 10 hours a day. We have been fasting. We have been allowing our body to rest and recover, but you need fuel to get through your day. And so I just can't bite off on the fact that you're committing to never eating before 11 a.m. and you're not going to eat after 4 p.m. What in the world? Our body needs fuel to go. Food is fuel. It gives us energy to do the things we want to do. So yeah, get up, and your metabolism is actually boosted by food, to an extent. But if you wake up and you eat an apple or you eat a banana or whatever, we're just going to say you'll eat some food, all of a sudden your metabolism's like, okay, it's time to start working again. We got to start digesting the food. Great. You can hear the machinery turn on in the day. And it's very similar to stoking the fire in a fireplace. You start shaking things around and you see that fire, that's your metabolism burning brighter. And so I strongly believe in grazing. I think fuel is very wise. You never have those crashes. You never become depleted. I am the person that if I let too much time go between eating and eating again, I get this thing called hangry. And you know how I'm almost always happy? I am not a pleasant person to be around if I am hangry. Not a good thing, and neither are you. And that's our body telling us, hey, stupid, we need some help here. And so the thought of committing to calorie or fuel deprivation for 15 hours a day just seems nonsensical. So I have seen studies are like intermittent fasting is this and that. I also don't bite off on it because I have worked with so many humans, right? So there's something happening in a lab, but then there's me versus thousands of people that I've helped over a career spanning 30 years. And people don't operate well under any sort of deprivation. So if you wake up at 8 and you're still kind of hungry but you can't have food until 1, does that make any sense? It does not. It's unmaintainable. And so you may do your intermittent fasting. And Terry, I'm not picking on you. I'm talking about to everybody. I want to be clear. You may do this intermittent fasting thing for 2 weeks and then go, F it, that sucks. I can't do this. If I want to go out to breakfast. I want to be able to have a snack in the evening or go to dinner with friends. I mean, it's just really unmaintainable. And that's one of those things that we're talking about today is picking a game plan that you can take with you forever, right? Fitness and good eating habits aren't temporary. There's not something we're going to do just for our summer bod and then we're going to go back to being a moron about it. We want something that will allow our body to be healthy and achieve ideal weight and then keep it there. Doesn't that sound great? Never having to worry about your weight again? I think it does. Okay, so quality plan, stick to it. I am going to take a brief intermission here to share a link with you guys. It's to fun video I have off my website. It's a workout video called butt scoots. If you've not done butt scoots, you need to give butt scoots a try. I know it's not the thing your dog does when they've got a itchy anal gland. It is an exercise that gymnasts do on a regular basis. No, you don't have to do anything head over tea kettle type thing, but it's a great tricep workout and it's an awesome abdominal workout. So butt scoots, I'm sending you the links here. I hope you guys will check it out. It's just a fun add to your already fantastic exercise routine. And I'd like to continue to introduce new exercises for you. Hey, if you like them, great. If they're not working with you, all right, fine. Some of y'all didn't get the link. I might share that again in a few minutes. Okay, so moving on to making a maintainable plan. So you've got your eating habits. I promise you, exact formula for weight loss works. We could also call it the exact formula for weight maintenance or weight gain. So if you are underweight and you're trying to figure out how do I put some weight on, well, you can set your caloric budget higher and eventually your body will rise up to that weight as well. And I know that because I had to do that this year too. I had to put some weight on and I increased my caloric budget and I did it in a healthy way. And so I ate more healthy foods because quality counts. But I also had McDonald's French fries a few times. So that's the benefit of needing to gain weight. Yay! But I didn't do that too often, just to be clear. Okay, so we're going to make a plan and stick to it. And the same goes for your workout routine. And so you say, I want to be able to be strong and have great endurance. You know, maybe you've got very generic, rational goals ahead of you. All right, well, that doesn't include being a weekend warrior. You know, if you feel like you're going to achieve overall fitness by showing up at the gym for 5 hours on Sunday and hitting it hard and then being crippled all week because you can't move because you went to the gym for 5 hours on Sunday, that's not manageable. So you have to choose a game plan that includes fitness most days of the week. I never bit off on the 3 days a week thing. That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Our bodies are designed to move. And so I imagine unless you're at the gym on the treadmill watching this or doing something similar, you're sitting in you're a sedentary position, right? And so look, my arms don't leave my body too much. Maybe people lift their arms up to cook or to open their car doors, but really our joints were designed to do all these big crazy motion. Our hip will do almost the same thing that my arm is doing. And so we have to plan for actual deliberate exercise most days of the week. We can't just allow 3 days a week, we're going to put our arm through that range of motion. I don't buy it. And I think you can do better. In fact, I know you can. And for those people who say, well, I don't want to exercise too much. Well, think about our Olympians. You know, Michael Phelps, for example, I throw out his name because everybody knows him. You know, to train as a swimmer, the guy was exercising for 8 hours a day. And that wasn't too much. That turned him into this, I don't know, epic, iconic athlete that could do almost anything. So don't feel like 7 days a week is outrageous for exercise, or 6. You can do it. And especially if your workout is like do a Zumba class and then, 20 minutes of strength training, that is not pushing the envelope too much. I promise you. I can promise you there's almost nothing you can tell me you're going to do. And I'm going to say, hey, back it off. If that is you, then you must be Michael Wardian. I'm supposing. So you choose a plan that's maintainable, and then you pick your top option for exercise location. It might be your gym, right? So we want your gym, fitness facility. If you're a member of those, you want those nearby your home, because if you pick one too far across town, you're just going to be too busy to get there. If it takes longer to get there and get home than it does for you to do your actual workout, you're likely going to fail. So pick a fitness, your number one option that's close to home, fitness center, or your fitness center could be your home, right? So maybe you just stack your garage up with an elliptical and a jump rope and some free weights and some bands. You do that. But either way, you have to have your number one option. And then I think you should have number two option. And so maybe your gym is closed. There was a flood, right? You can't get to your gym. Well, where are you going to go? Where are you going to exercise after that? There's an alternative plan. And for me, that's often my home, right? I have a fitness center membership. If that closes down, which strangely it did for a month last year, I had access to work out at home. And then when it's too hot in my garage because it's Florida, I may go out into the woods and go hiking, or I may go out into a lake and go swimming. So there are backup plans for me. So I want you to have that with fitness. You have your number one place for your favorite fitness training, and then you have number two, and then you have number three. And if you have those lists, then you won't have the excuse to be like, well, my AC broke and I couldn't exercise at home, so I didn't work out. All right, well, soldier, get up and get out of the house and go hike on that trail, or go to the stadium. That was a good option for me. We're right next to the University of Florida. You know that big bowl they call the Swamp with 90 flights of steps? Excellent workout. Last year during quarantine, that big bowl was filled. There weren't 90,000 people in there. There was a heck of a lot, and almost everybody's butt is so much better in Gainesville because of it, because of all the stadium climbing. So I encourage you to prioritize. These are our places. And then perhaps you have a gym membership, but your kid has a stomach bug. Okay, well then you have options at home. And to be honest with you, when it comes to fitness, you should be able to exercise in the fanciest fitness center in the world. And then you all should be able to exercise in the desert when you're stranded. Right? That's why I provide these links here, these butt scoots, because you can do butt scoots anywhere. You can do them at the prom, you can do them at the White House, you can do them with Tom Brady, wherever he exercises. You can do butt scoots wherever you want. And that's important to understand how to work your body. If I say do push-ups, you can drop and give me 20 wherever you are. And that's the benefit of understanding how your body works, and a little bit of creativity, or a great free online resource like Fitzness.com. So we're going to make a plan, stick to it. Within your plan, 4 pillars of fitness: strength, cardio, flexibility, and balance. Strength, cardio, flexibility, and balance. You have to have all 4 in order to be fit. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you've heard it before, good. I'm glad you're getting some repetition in. If you are a marathon runner who cannot touch their toes, are you fit? No, you are not. If you are a bodybuilder who cannot climb up a flight of steps without sucking wind, are you fit? No, you're not. So you need all 4 of those elements of fitness: cardiovascular, strength, flexibility, and balance training. I've done entire shows dedicated to that concept. So you could always go to Fitzness.com, click on the Fitzness Show, scroll down, you'll find it there. But that's where you're designing your workout to target all 4 areas throughout the week. And you get to choose how much, when, and where. But you got to do it, and you got to be consistent. All right. So we don't just work out for 3 days and then skip 2 weeks. You got to make a commitment every day. How do you do that? You plan for it like you plan for everything else. Perhaps you're setting your alarm really early in the morning, like Timothy Powell. He gets up at 2 a.m., which I think is crazy and amazing. So he gets up and he goes to the gym at 3. He's the 3 a.m. guy, which is why he's lost 165 pounds, because he's that committed. So perhaps you set your alarm clock to get up early, make it happen, whether you're going to the gym, you're going to the pool, you're going out your front door with your dog, whatever, you make it happen there. If you are work from home, okay, great. Let's take advantage of it. Every hour on the hour, you're going to stand up and you're going to do 5 minutes of exercise. Now, is it better to go for an hour? Maybe, but every 5 minutes counts. Every minute of exercise counts. So if you are working from home and you're stuck on Zoom all day, you get up, you bend, you stretch, you commit to lunges and squats or butt scoots. You've got options. And if you make those happen, eventually your body will respond. But you got to be consistent. It's got to be most days of the week, and then most weeks of the year. If you have the flu, fine, take the week off. I get it. You got your backup plan. You can also make appointments. I think it's important to put in your calendar, at 5 p.m., I'm going to do this workout. And then when somebody says, hey, are you free at 5? You say, nope, I have an appointment with me. Sorry. And that's the thing. You can't deprioritize your fitness. Your fitness has to be near the top. And if you have kids, okay, you can't use them as an excuse to die young or to be overweight or to be sick. That's a horrible thing to burden your kids with. Sorry, honey, I would have lived much longer, but then there was you, so I decided to be obese and unfit. No, you have kids, so you have to go, hey, now, I'm responsible for little people, even if they're older little people. I expect you to prioritize your health, your longevity, and so do they. They need you. My mom is 80. She's dealing with a little health crisis right now. I need her to be here. I need her. I want her. I want more than anything. I want her to be here. And so her health matters even at 80. And she's done mostly a fantastic job taking care of herself most of these years. So that onus is on you. That's right. Here comes Martha. I love Martha. Martha and I met on a plane on the way to a race. We pseudo met. But yeah, she came out with her husband. And then I know she and her husband and her daughter, they do races together. She uses fitness as an opportunity to bond with her children, to say, let's go do fun stuff. You know, my kids, we do a lot of fun things together, but I have a 16-year-old son, and of course he thinks I'm uncool and annoying, but the reality is he and I go out skateboarding together. Yes, I'm likely to break my arm at some point. Fine, so be it. It's worth it because it's quality time. And one day he'll be like, you know what? My mom was skateboarding with me, and we go rollerblading and we go hiking. And those are some of the best times we have together. And so your kids are not a valid excuse for being overweight and unfit. Sorry, I'm not buying it. It's just, it's a bad concept. And Martha gets it right. Look at that. I think that's her daughter in her profile picture. Very cute. But I love Martha, and Martha's making great progress. She was already committed to running and racing, and now she's upping the ante with her eating habits and her more well-rounded fitness habits, which I truly appreciate. All right, so we got that. Oh, and another way to stay committed is to invest some money. Now, fitness can always be free, and I think that's important to remember, that the sidewalk is always free, the parks are always free, your living room is free for you to do whatever the heck you want there. Fitness can be free. However, if you spend money, you are likely to utilize your investment. And so sometimes that does come by investing in a trainer. You pay for a trainer. When I used to do personal training, there was very few people that would, pay $100 to spend an hour with me and then no show. On occasion, I had some college students that did. They were like, it was daddy's money. Sorry, we're hungover. But most people do not do that. So if you invest in advance in a trainer, you're likely to show up. If you invest, you go to Orange Theory or some yoga program, and you spend some money for a monthly membership. Maybe you feel like, hey, if I go at least 9 times, I'm getting my money's worth. And I think it's good to put a value on your experiences because you'll be more likely to use them. I think it's a crime when people get themselves a gym membership and then just let it go. I think that's just a bad idea. Or worse, the people say, well, it's too expensive. Really, $30 a month where you have full access to every piece of equipment, every class, every option in that business that is catered to your health. $30 is too much, yet you'll go out to lunch 4 days a week and you're buying, fancy mocha latte coffee at Starbucks. Prioritize your health. I think it's important to invest some money sometimes, especially if you are a frugal person, because then even if you don't want to work out, you'll be like, well, damn it, I spent $15 on this class. I'm going to show up. So I think there's certainly some validity to that. Oh, Kim. So Kim used to train with me like 20 years ago with a group of other fun gals, and we had a lot of fun. We did strength training. We did kickboxing. It was back when I was fighting, and Kim was pretty good at kickboxing, even though she told her new husband she's not. That was a lie. That was a lie, Kim, but those were fun times. And I actually ran into Kim at the gym a couple weeks ago, which was super exciting. It was a real delight. So I hope we do that again. Oh, and then here's the other thing. Tell everybody. And so some of you are private. I get these private messages. Fitz, I'm using your formula. I haven't told anybody, but I've lost 30 pounds. All right. If that's your bag. However, going public with your weight loss effort, oh my gosh, it's such a good idea, because then you have a little bit of peer pressure. People are watching. You have declared yourself to be on the hunt for weight loss, and public failure feels a little worse than private failure. So you may just be motivated by the fact that everybody's keeping an eye on you to see what kind of progress you're making. And, personal pride, there's something very valuable about that. I said I was going to do it, so I have to do it. And yeah, outing yourself, that could be a really good plan. Also, having accountability partners. Maybe it's a training buddy. maybe it's one of your gal friends, one of your guy friends. And I see more and more lately men getting together to do things like walking. Like there's a bunch of guys that do walk and talk around the neighborhood. And I love it because for a long time, it felt like there was only girls. We always see women out walking and talking, and I love it. And that's, with my morning mile program, my kids at their schools, they walk and talk or they run and talk. But I hadn't seen a bunch of men doing that. And more often, I see men out walking together, and it just fills my heart up. So I think it's important to have a partner sometimes, someone where you get off of work or you wake up and you're feeling like a slacker. You're more likely to put on your shoes and your sports bra or your t-shirt, whatever, and go because someone's waiting for you. It makes you a real horse's ass if you bail on a workout with a friend. So you show up begrudgingly because you're a good friend. I'll take that as a win. I don't care if you want to be there, as long as you get up and do the work. That's a really good idea. Now, if you feel like you need a little more guidance, then you invest in a trainer. A trainer's a great option. You got these instructors in a classroom that are going to guide you through a super fun or interesting, engaging workout, hopefully. But then you get a one-on-one guy or a small group trainer that's going to guide you and push you. I always said with personal training back when I did it is people would come to me because they didn't know how to work out. They needed to be pushed while they were working out, or they weren't going to show up without an appointment. And if that's you, fine, invest, get your trainer. And trainers come with all sorts of price tags. Just make sure you're getting one that has some credentials. I prefer a college diploma, at least applied physiology, kinesiology, exercise, sports sciences. The reality within fitness, you can get you could get a certification out of a Cracker Jack box and make up a business card. Basically, anyone can make a business card and say, I'm a personal trainer. And if they look the part, you may fall for it. So look for good credentials, ask for referrals. If you have a friend who loves their trainer, and then hopefully that trainer is not going to sell you crap. No powders, pills, snake oil, shakes. If you meet a trainer who says, blah, 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 we're going to put you on this protein powder, run, turn and say, no, thank you. You're not the guy for me. I'm avoiding snake oil this month. So people that are doing personal training should be guiding you on exercise, and that's it. And if they're trying to sell you edibles, they're in the wrong industry. And they need to be beat up a little bit too. Oh, Dave Purnell in the OR, just stopping in to say hi. Hi, Dave. I like it when you say hi. Thank you. You can watch this on replay. How's that? And get it done. And also, Dave and we talked about, I asked him prior if the hospital was like Grey's Anatomy, where all the medical people were making out in closets and stuff. And he said that that's partially true. And he has taken part in the chicanery, which I completely approve of. Well done. All right. Back to fitness. The other thing I want to make available to you is a support group. So you've got tons and tons of options for trainers and pals to work out with, and guidance online, guidance in person. I know I'm doing my best to provide you with as many free resources as possible. However, you can go even further with it. And I know many of you have, is that like I have the Hottie Body Fitzness Challenge. It's a Facebook group where not only am I providing very specific workout guidance every day and the exact formula for weight loss, but now there's 2,000 people in there supporting each other, sharing their workouts. They post sweaty selfies. They give race reports. They talk about when they achieve great things. They talk about their struggles. They've got a weigh-in Wednesday where they share their weight loss success or failures. And then we also promote non-scale victories. So, I was able to squeeze back into my old dress type thing, or I went to the beach and felt okay in a swimsuit today. I mean, whatever it is, having us, there she is. And Martha knows. Yeah. Supportive, positive. It's one of those wonderful things where recently we do a Hottie Zoom every Sunday night. Right now it's being led by Michael Jones, who's incredible. But Hotties get in and we talk about fitness and so forth. And one of the things I think was actually Martha who pointed out that she had bad experiences in groups before because people got catty and unpleasant, and who wants to be around that? And not once, not ever has anyone in my group stepped out of line and been nasty or unfriendly or unencouraging. It's been so wonderful. So I'm going to put that right here, and y'all are free to search it on Facebook and join it. And don't be deterred by the word hottie. There's absolutely no, like teenagers in thongs showing weird pictures. It's not about that. The name kind of is an offshoot of something else. So I could tell that story another time. But nonetheless, the support is incredible. And when you see other people having success using the exact formula for weight loss or making progress with exercises like butt scoots, for example, then all of a sudden you go, okay, well, maybe I can try this too. And I'm going to also reshare the link to butt scoots. I want you guys to try those out today. And then once you try them, I want you to report back to me and say, oh, I loved the butt scoots. But yeah, staying with a program requires thought. It requires commitment. It requires you to prioritize your health, your fitness. And it also requires you to track results. I think I'm a results-driven person. If I'm doing something that's not yielding results, then all of a sudden I start reevaluating, what am I doing wrong? So for example, with the exact formula for weight loss, we have so many people make progress. And on occasion, there's someone will say, well, I'm not really losing weight. I don't understand. I'll say, okay, well, let's dig deeper and to see what you're actually eating. And so on occasion, I hear things like, oh, I was giving myself credit for one bowl of cereal. And that one bowl was supposed to be 110 calories. But what I was doing was I was eating the cereal out of a big old bowl, and I was really getting 3.5 servings, which is why I wasn't losing any weight, because I was eating triple the amount I thought I was eating. So sometimes it requires a fine-tooth comb to say, what am I doing? And quite often people say, I eat healthy. I don't need to do that. Okay, well, do you have any idea how many people come to me and say, I eat healthy, and they're super overweight? I eat healthy. I run marathons. I don't know why I'm losing weight. Okay, well, maybe it's because you're eating way too much of that healthy food. Our body, the size of our body will change based on the input. That's the purpose of food, is to help your body grow, help your body perform. And if you tell your body to grow by giving it too many calories, it will. So fine tooth comb, but you have to track results and you have to be honest with yourself. We talk about the scale. Some people say, I hate the scale. Okay, well, the scale is really just a tool of measurement. And I understand quite often the scale delivers super bad news. But it's almost like saying, I hate, what do we call those things? Rulers. I hate rulers because I'm not tall enough. All right, what did the ruler do to you? The ruler is just a tool of measurement telling you how tall you are. If you've got one of those pubescent boys who's not growing rapidly and they're like, I hate the ruler or the tape measure, it's their fault. No, it's not their fault. It's just an honest tool of measurement. We don't hate barometers. We don't hate thermometers because they're telling us things we don't want to hear. They just tell us the truth. They provide facts. And so I don't want you to hate the scale. I want you to use the scale for relevant information about your body weight. And so you do that once a week. Do not get on the scale every day. If you do so, you will be made crazy. It will break your brain and tick you off. Someone like me, I'm pretty light. I'm pretty lean. If I got on the scale every day, I would always get cockamamie news, and it's not really relevant. What we're looking for is a downward trend over time if weight loss is your goal. And so once a week, you'll do it. If you get on the scale, some people do it in the morning and the night. Well, what happens in the morning, you may weigh, 200 pounds, but at night you may weigh 203. Why? Because you have put food in your body and beverage that has yet to come out. And that happens from day to day to day. And so you don't want to be mentally yanked around because one day you had too much salt in your retaining water and then one day you didn't use the potty. You get what I'm saying? So once a week, you get on completely naked, a consistent day. So maybe you choose Wednesday. Wednesday morning, you wake up, you take off your pajamas if you're wearing them. If not, good for you. You get in your bathroom, you stand on the scale, collect the information, jot it down, get on the scale again the next week. If you are seeing good results, you know you are doing the right thing. If not, you need to adjust. That's all. That's all. And I personally, when it comes to my weight, once I lost the 45 pounds extra that I didn't like having around, I've given myself a 2-pound wiggle room type thing. So I may be a little wacky. Maybe I go to a party or something and have a little extra. If I see my weight go 3 pounds above where I like to be, I instantly slam on the brakes and I backtrack and I get back to my ideal weight. And then I'm never put in a position where I have to lose 5 pounds or 10 pounds or 15. And how does that happen? Whoops, I gained 30 pounds. Really? 30 pounds? How does that happen? Why didn't you freak out and slam on the brakes when you gained 5 pounds? And so that's why I'm trying to get you is to be focused and be present on your own health and prioritize your own health, and your weight is a part of that. And I don't want to just focus on weight, because I want you to continue to make progress with flexibility. I want you to make progress with strength. And if you're not being consistent, you cannot make progress. And if you're not making progress, you're likely sliding backwards, and that can yield all sorts of horrible side effects, especially with this body, which you only get one of. Martha, yeah, that's right. The scale does not own you. It doesn't hate you. It doesn't care if it's your birthday. None of those things. So this is the greatest commercial. Thank you for bringing up claim victory. That's right. You tell the scale what it's supposed to say because you are doing the right thing. Hi, Amani. Good to see you, handsome man. Very excited to see you. My goodness. So have you guys seen the Shingrix commercial? That's Shingrix is the vaccination for chickenpox or for shingles vaccine. And so it's great. It's one of those things where the woman, she's kayaking. She goes, I stay active every day. And then you hear a voice go, Shingrix doesn't care. I eat lots of healthy fruits and vegetables. Shingrix doesn't care. And it kills me. It's so funny because with that particular issue, it doesn't care. We're all susceptible. But for most health consequences, your exercise, you know, that kayaking lady, she actually is avoiding all sorts of horrible things that unhealthy people deal with, which is high blood pressure, high cholesterol, GERD. Nobody wants gastrointestinal issues because they're eating poorly. Like, that's a bad idea. So anyway, Shingrix doesn't care, but the rest of the other ailments, or it's shingles doesn't care. That's right. Shingles doesn't care. Shingles doesn't care. Well, you know what? Lung cancer cares if you're doing the right thing in most cases. Digestive cancers care if you're doing the right thing in most cases. So do the right thing. Your heart cares if you're doing the right thing. Shingles, outlier, very funny commercial. But the reality is most of the rest of our body parts are very responsive for exercise and eating right, and then also quality sleep. And I cannot stress this enough. Quality sleep will rule your world, because tired people don't tend to make very good choices with food. They get tired and they're like, all right, I'll take whatever I can get. Go to the vending machine. Don't cook dinner. They don't make good choices. And then tired people are also like 10 times more likely to skip their workout. So quality sleep, quality sleep, quality sleep. So yesterday we talked about breaking through plateaus, and that really is up here. It's getting rid of your excuses, stop lying to yourself, make a full-time commitment. And then today we talk about that game plan, and you have to have a game plan that is long-term. And when it comes to eating habits, you need a game plan that is maintainable, something that doesn't create deprivation or suffering. So yeah, you're going to limit yourself. You're going to cut back on some of the things that were doing you harm before, but we're not being radical. I have not once told you don't eat anything white, or don't eat any sugar, or don't have meat, or don't have produce. On occasion, people are on these dumb diets that's like, don't eat produce. And that's my response. It's just such a foolish thing to encourage people to avoid raspberries, for example. So yeah, we want to just start whittling down our eating habits, more healthy, less unhealthy. And then eventually, as you make progress, as you get more comfortable with healthy foods that are within your caloric budget, then you can start tightening up a little bit more, making a little more progress. Maybe you're cutting out chips. Maybe you're even cutting out diet sodas. There's a way we can always do better. And that's the ultimate goal in my book, especially with Fitzness, is to help you do better, be better, live longer and better. And that really matters a lot to me. So let me make sure I got everything. I got everything I wanted to tell you. But this is really fun. The amount of feedback I get from you all throughout the days, from the people watching the show after it's aired live, is really fun for me. And I value you all, and I appreciate the fact that you are doing the hard work to take good care of yourself and then spread the message. So if you haven't done so yet, go to Fitzness on Facebook or YouTube, click the share button. I would love it if you would share this episode with your friends, invite them to do better and be better as well. Follow me. Almost got it right. Follow me. Follow me over there. Learn it. And I will be back maybe next week. No, I'm going to come back tomorrow, I think. But nonetheless, May 25th, Meb will be here with me, hour-long interview, and then Jeff Galloway on June 10th. Both are at noon, and I'm super excited about that. So without any more blah, 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 team, get to work. I love you guys. Bye.